John, can I bring you up the stage? Which way you want to go? John Dennehey, everybody.
Thank you. And I know this has already been said. Bitcoin Park is amazing. Physical spaces are amazing. And events like this are amazing. And all of you are amazing. So thank you, everyone. So I want to talk about Meet Premier Bitcoin. We do a variety of different things, but I want to touch on a couple of other things, but I want to make sure that I spend a lot of time on meetups, right? Since that's the focus today. So we held our first meetup in 2021 in El Salvador. And since then, we've been doing monthly meetups. But just this year, we've really transitioned to be more grassroots and more bottom up, more about the community. And part of that is meetups. So we've gone from one meetup a month in San Salvador, which is the capital. Now we have 5 a month. And we started meetups in 4 more cities. That's just progress from the start of the year to today. So the video behind me, I should mention, this is just kind of a B-roll proof of work, right? And something that I was thinking about that might be useful for others, an idea that we do with some of the meetups in San Salvador. So we have a house there, we have a headquarters, and we have an open house every Tuesday afternoon. Every Tuesday evening, we have a meetup nearby. So we walk to it from the open house, and we do it at a different business each time. So the condition is they have to accept Bitcoin. And it's like, hey, we'll bring a bunch of people to spend money at your business on a Tuesday night when nobody's going to be there. And that's very attractive to a lot of small business owners. So that might work for others if you have a physical space to have an open house and move the open house into a meetup then. So I want to touch on the other branches that Meet Premier Bitcoin does. So there's 3 other main branches. One is creating open source tools for educators. So everything that we do is open source. We're focused on introductory Bitcoin education. We have the Bitcoin diploma. We have a number of other tools that may be useful to anyone here. It's always open source. So if you find it useful, then please use them. And we're always creating more tools for that. And the second one is the node network of Bitcoin educators, which I think many people here are part of. Arnold's going to talk about that a little bit more. And then the third one is the unconference, which is tomorrow. Yeah, you guys will get to see it for yourselves, right? Don't trust, verify. So very briefly, that is decentralized and interactive. And what do I mean by that? So for example, it's come up quite a few times today. People have talked about funding and 501c3 and legal structure and all that. So even though the theme tomorrow is about Bitcoin education, it should always be about how to be a better Bitcoin educator. One of the topics could be about fundraising and legal structure, right? So part of the schedule is already made, and it will be something like this. People will give presentations, but part of the schedule we're going to make together, right? And because that came up a bunch today, then, you could get up on stage and be like, hey, I want to talk about fundraising. I want to talk about legal structures to help support our education initiatives. Then it's like, okay, there's a time and a space, maybe next door at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., whatever. So we'll get together and talk about that there. Another thing, for example, there's a couple of people that make games, Bitcoin board games here. Bitcoin board games is an education tool. There's multiple people that have experience with that. So they're going to get together and they're going to have a conversation that you could be part of. So that's part of that decentralized interactive aspect of it. So I'll just end with the unconference tomorrow, the concept that we are trying to make real. And I feel it here. I feel it here in this room, and we're going to try to replicate that tomorrow with the theme of education. But it's to make this phrase real, that we are more than the sum of our parts. Thank you.
You're the man. Thank you, John.